तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षु श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
Mahopanisad, second chapter, verse 55 not. The state of Jivan Mukti is being described. Continuing, read 50.
मौनवान् निरहं भावः निर्मानो मुक्तमत्सरः यकरोति गतद्वेगः स जीवन्मुक्त उच्यते।
The Jivan Mukta is Maunavan. Maunavan means one who has got Mauna. Such people can be of two types. One who practices Mauna, other person by nature is Mauna. Literally, Mauna means not talking, keeping oneself silent. That is the literal meaning of Mauna. Jivan Mukta is of course Mauna. Before that, let us say, why do we talk? What do we talk? Why means some desire is there, some vyavahara has to take this. Getting something, getting rid of something, getting done something, whatever it may. What do we speak of? Of the things, objects and beings in the world. We think of, not think of, talk of. And before that, you have to think of it. Think, I don't mean that deliberation, but those thoughts should flash in your mind. You speak what you think. Of course, some people will think something and speak else. They're hypocrites. We are not talking about that. But anyway, some thinking has to be there in the mind to talk. Now, here is a person who has nothing to talk. Why he has nothing to talk? Think. He has nothing to get from this world. He has no undertakings, arambhas. Do this, do that to accomplish this and that. No. And he has nothing to lose from this world to avoid something. He is not dependent on anyone. He is independent, not dependent on even one's body. Leave alone other things in the world, not dependent. He has no curiosity to know this and that, because he has discovered his Swarupa, which is Paramananda Swarupa, not lip service, he has directly experienced that, wherein no trace of sorrow can ever be possible. If you say there is no sorrow, sorrow may come. No. Sorrow is impossible in its Swarupa, which is Paramananda, because it is free from all adhyastha upadhis, including avidya, self-ignorance. Then, well, he has nothing to talk about the Jagat. Jagat can't give anything to him. Jagat can't take anything from him. He is not curious of the Jagat because he knows the basis of Jagat is Atma Brahma. Well, then he may be wanting to talk about Brahman. Of course, he would have liked to do that. But Brahman is not available for talking. Brahman is not available for what? Description. I have told many times an incident. Chandrasekhara Bharati, the grand guru of present Bharatitirtha Mahasanidhanam of Sringeri Mutt. He was a Jivan Mukta. At times he was not aware of his clothes also. He was just sitting in a room, which was not his usual room as where he was staying. A brahmachari was going, suddenly entered that room. Maybe for some purpose or whatever, I don't know. The moment he saw the paramacharya there, he was taken aback because he has entered the room without his permission. The monks see it, Chandrasekhar Bharati saw it, and he could understand what is the plight of this brahmachari. He simply signaled him to sit down. Of course, Paramacharya is telling, he sat down. And Chandrasekhar Bharati was in his own world. While so, he laughed or smiled twice. Not laughed, smiled twice. After some time, he asked the brahmachari, did you know why I smiled twice? What brahmachari can know? He just folded his hands. Say, look, first I thought, you have come here. Courtesy demands that I speak something to you. How are you? Why have you come? Any work you have got? Then I thought, about what can I talk? There are only two alternatives for me. Inquire whether it is inquiring about you or whatever it may be, it is about the Jagat. Speaking something about the Jagat. Then I found the Jagat is not worth speaking. So I smiled. Then of course, I should speak something about Brahman. I found Brahman cannot be spoken of. Brahman cannot be described. So again I smiled. So he has nothing to speak of. By nature, he is Mauna. At places, moksha also is called Mauna. According to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Balya, Panditya, and Mauna. It means that state of mind wherein you have no interest at all in the Vishayas. That mind is totally away from Vishayas. Such mastery over the mind is there. And that mind is absorbed in the Swarupa. Is able to command that appreciation, cognition, experience of Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, that is called Mauna. You must have heard or read also many times. One of the Dhyana shlokas of Dakshinamurti Sutra or Dakshinamurti. Mauna Vyakya Prakatita Para Brahma Tattvam Yuvanam Vashishtante Rishiganai, etc. Dakshinamurti is the avatar of Shiva, ever young, 16 years old, sitting under a banyan tree. Vashishta, Vamadev, etc., such great sages, they happen to come across him. And they could know easily he is a great Brahmanist. So they were great Saguna Brahma Upasakas. They were doing Upasana at a very high level. So that Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Naishchalya was there. Obviously, they were interested in getting the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. And they approached him for teaching. Teaching started, discussion started. Discussion started. And these are not ordinary sages, celebrated sages. The arguments and discussion continued for 10,000 years. Dakshinamurti was very much impressed by the way of their argument. He could know what all they know, etc. But then he thought, this is not the way. This is not going to lead anywhere. They are not going to get benefited in terms of gaining Atma Jnana. So what he did was, he just with a chin mudra, chin mudra, Brahma, thumbs and Brahma, index finger represent Jiva, and these Deha Mana Buddhi, harmonizing, disciplining, integrating Deha Mana Buddhi to declutch itself from the Chaitanya Tattva and discovering Jiva in reality is Brahma. Chin Mudra. Because mudras indicate even the Bharatanatyam, etc., mudras should know how to read them. The dancer does all these things, but through the Mudra, it narrates an incident or a story. So, and he just went into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, absorbed the Sarupa. These sages were not ordinary people. They had Nirvikalpa Samadhi already, but they didn't know that that is their Sarupa. So, they followed the suit, and with the Chin Mudra, They could know and got absorbed the Swarup. This is how communication took place about the entity Chaitanya Atma Brahma, which cannot be communicated through words. Mauna Vyakhya Prakriti Parabrahma. Fine. That's the way, that's Mauna. This is as far as Adhyatma is concerned. The Mauna is a very interesting word. Even in the Vyavahara, even in the world. It's a very interesting word. Even it is so great that even Bhagavan Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Maunam chasme guhyanam. Maunam chaivasme guhyanam. Among the secrets, I am Mauna, shut your mouth. Even if you do one, you say, it will come back to you, travel back to you. You will say someone, don't tell anyone, huh? This is what it is. And that fellow will say, don't tell anyone, and finally it comes back to you. Mauna. Besides that, in the Vyavahar also, Mauna is a great tool. You might have heard Panchatantra tales, stories of Panchatantra. Very educative. Values in life it gives. See, the imperial rulers cut us off from Sanskrit. But it is not simply cutting off from Sanskrit, it is cutting us off from our culture. How many people know now Sanskrit? How many are interested in learning Sanskrit? We are deprived of the wealth of knowledge that is there in Sanskrit literature. Leave aside Adhyatma, Upanishad, etc. Even from a Vyavahara standpoint, values of life so that we can live a very healthy, happy life, peaceful life. Panchatantras tell this in terms of stories. Many good things are there. But the Niti Shataka, Vairaga Shataka, what a wealth of knowledge is there, but we are just deprived of. Well, in Panchatantra, about Mauna, it's a very good lesson is given about the Mauna. If you don't observe Mauna, you can land in problem. Of course, we can talk minimum to the extent necessary. Talk to the point. Not a single word more. That should be the discipline. Otherwise, we are bound to land in problem. In Panchatantra, we find a shloka. Atmano mukhadoshena badhyante shukasarika. Atmano means atmana. Mukha doshena badhyante shuka sarika. Bakaha tatra na badhyante. Bakas tatra na badhyante. This much may be new to you. The fourth quarter is, I am sure you have heard it. What is it? Maunam sarvartha sadhanam. Many of you must have heard this. Maunam sarvartha sadhanam. The entire shloka. Atmano mukhadoshena badhyante shukasarikaha bakasatana badhyante maunam sarvartha sadhanam. What a great lesson is that. Say, Shuka Sarika. Shuka, parrot, not Vyasasa. Of course, Shuka Upakhyan is going on. Not Shuka. The parrot. Sarika is a bird. I think a Maina type or something. They, that is what, sing melodiously, or a parrot goes on prattling and imitates. We get attracted to that. A bird singing, ooh, you get attracted. And what do? Catch hold of it and put in the cage. If parrots were not, didn't have the habit of this imitating, etc., if that Maina, etc., were not to sing, nobody would have bothered. For an example given. Bakaha tatrana badhyanti. Bakaha, Indian cranes. They don't sing or dance. No, such feat is not there. Nobody captivates it and put in the cage. Therefore, just as Baka is kept quiet, Maunam sarvartha sadhanam. Mauna is a means to accomplish everything. What is everything? For example, it can give many benefits, at least minimum 4 benefits. It is ajnana chadaka. If you keep quiet, you can hide your ignorance. You can hide your ignorance. The other person doesn't know whether he knows or not. You might have heard a story of Birbal Akbar. Akbar once asked Birbal, "Hey Birbal, you are so intelligent. I'm sure your father must be much more intelligent than you. Why not call him to the darbar once?" Birbal got panicky. Where this calamity has come. But of course, being what he was, he said yes. And he told his father. Father refused. He doesn't do anything. Birbal said, "Don't worry. Nothing will happen to you. You go, and whatever Akbar asks, you simply keep quiet. Nothing will happen to you." He convinced him. He went. Birbal was not there. Birbal did it too. He went. Of course, received his honor, etc. And Akbar started asking questions. He's not replying. Keeping quiet. After some time, he let him go. Next day, when Birbal came, "Hey Birbal, your father didn't reply even a single question of me." He said, "Maharaj, he is so knowledgeable that he first assesses whatever he speaks, is the listener worthy of knowing that?" Of course, You find that if the person is asking is not worthy of knowing, you will not speak. He didn't say that. It implied that. Akbar kept quiet. It means what? He is so knowledgeable that I am not worthy of. So whatever. Ajnana chadakam. It can cover your ignorance. Again, vivada nashakam. It doesn't allow arguments. One word wrongly used, out of context used, or rightly used, maybe misinterpret other one, can give rise to any number of arguments. Vivada nashakam. Third result is samsarga janakam. If you keep quiet, in course of time, others also will keep quiet. Generally, especially mother-in-law and daughter-in-law quarrel never ends. If only one of them keeps quiet, other will shut the mouth. I heard one Mahatma telling a story. A newly married daughter-in-law had come, and this mother-in-law was harassing her. Quarrel. The neighbor lady took pity on this young daughter-in-law. She was very innocent girl, and he knew his mother-in-law is unnecessarily harassing. So once quietly called her, look, I have got a solution. I got a remedy. This quarrel will stop. What is that? She gave a bottle. Some liquid was there. This is a liquid. It is energized by special mantras. So what is to be done? Moment your mother-in-law starts barking or quarreling, you take one mouthful of it, drink, and keep the bottle safely. And don't drink. Keep in the mouth like that. Until that she stops. Innocent girl. Moment the mother-in-law started, mouthful of so-called mantra water. No response coming. She shouted, etc. Finally, she kept quiet. Like this happened. And that innocent girl was convinced. My neighbor has got a good solution. Your mantras work. Yes. What happened? Water in the mouth, she can't speak. And other one was, how long she can do that? So, Vivada Janaka, that is what Nashakam. Samsarga Janakam. So that is, it induces others to keep quiet. Also at times, Ahankara Badhakam. It punches, pinpricks your ego, balloon of your ego. I can do something. Why? You observe Mauna. You think that the world runs because of you. You ask people, do that, you do that. Think that, you think. Observe Mauna. Things go on smoothly or perhaps better than when you are instructing. Oh, without me, things are going on. This is as far as common man is concerned. The benefits of Mauna. As for Jnanis, we have already seen. Jnani has nothing to know from this world. And he is what? Mauna only by nature. So therefore he is Maunavan. Naturally, he has nothing to speak. Of course, by prarabdha, is an acharya, or prarabdha is such that he has to fulfill a mission in this world for loka sangraha, for the good of humanity. He will speak to whatever that is to the extent required. That's all. Otherwise, not otherwise. Niraham bhava. Both ahankara and arrogance is not there. I notion, jivanva. Keep aside now common man who is Maunava. We are talking of Jivan Mukta. Niram Bhava. Erroneous I notion in the body is not there. Also, Ahankara, ego is not there. I am something superior. He cannot consider him superior because of Brahmadhyani. Oh, I am a Brahmadhyani. Acha. Others are what? Brahma Sarupa. What speciality you have got? Of course, you have destroyed your ignorance and that you are gain. But there is nothing that you can claim if you are away. Brahmadhyani. That's what happened in the court of Janaka. There was a Vidvat Sabha, gathering of great scholars. Janaka was interested in discussion on Brahma Vidya. So he announced, I kept 1,000 cows ready with their horns decked with the gold and the hooves decked with the silver. Where among you is the most exalted Brahmanishta, Brahmadhyani can take away them? Nobody came forward. Yajnavalkya was present there. He was not interested in the cows, but he thought, if nobody comes forward, it will mean that nobody knows what is Brahma Vidya. Then whatever I have learned and discovered myself from my Guru, Aditya Surya, will go waste. And your wrong motion will be prevailing. At the same time, he was in a fix. He cannot say, I am the most exalted Brahmadhyani. Because to say so, body needs to be taken as I, which is foul as far as Brahmadhyana is concerned. At the same time, he can't keep quiet. He has to show that he knows what Brahma is. So he got up and accosted one of his disciples, drive them home to the ashram. That was the challenge. That means he claims to be Brahmadhyani, Brahmanishta. Then the scholar started interrogating. So, and he proved 9 questions were asked, out of which 2 were by Gargi. Gargi is second time taking the permission of the assembly. Can I ask him one more? Because you can't ask more questions than one. Assembly said yes. And then he said, look, none of you can defeat him. Best thing to do is do namaskara to him and get away. So this is what it is. See, he has no arrogance. Oh, I am a Brahmatyan, etc. So that is how niraham bhavaha. High notion the body is not there, nor considering oneself to be superior, that type of arrogance also is not damba or mana. Mana or damba is not. Mana is coming. Nirmanaha. Nirmanaha. Free from pride. There is nothing that he can be proud of. Of course, as a jnani, satisfaction is there. I'm free from samsara. But there is nothing you can be proud of because everything is Brahma Sarupa. There is nothing other than Brahma Sarupa. Nirmana. Mukta Matsara. Free from jealousy. This jealousy is such a trait. Even, see, at such level it is told, even in people who have evolved a great extent, you will find that Vaira, Matsara, jealousy. For Mumukshu, it is not at all good. If someone prospers, what do we lose? On the contrary, we should be happy. I could not do that, he can do it. But the common trait is that what? Someone prospers and this person spends sleepless nights. Mukta Matsara. Yaha Gatodvegaha Karati. One who does actions, prarabdosha, without agitation, without excitement, or without aiming at the results thereof. Just whatever prarabdha guides, it does that so. There is no agitation in the mind, no excitement, no hankering of the results. Saha Jivan Mukta Uchyate. Means he does Nishkama. Such person is called what? Jivan Mukta. Continue.
Sarvatra vigata snehaha yah sakshivadavastitaha niricho vartate karye sajivan mukta uchyate.
Sarvatra. Everywhere means in all Vishayas. With respect to all sense objects. Vigata Sneha. Sneha is asakti, priti, love, attachment. Vigata, one from whom it is gone. Free from love, attachment to all sense objects. They cannot give anything to him. Yes, Sakshivad Avasita. amidst all Vishayas, because body is there, he has to be in the Jagat. Jagat mein Vishayas there. He is just indifferent like a Sakshi. A witness is not a party to the incident. He doesn't take any side. He is simply an observer, aloof from the incident. So also, because he has a body, he has got the senses, he will perceive the world. The Vishayas will be around him, yet he is what? Aloof from them. Totally indifferent. Totally indifferent. Sakshevad avasitaha remains. Why so? Because nirichaha, desireless, karye vartate. If as per prarabdha, any karma needs to be done, he certainly engages in them. Nirichaha, without any desire for them or for the result at all. Saha Jivan Mukta Uchyate. He is called as the Jivan Mukta. Continue.
Yena dharmam cha mano mananamihitam sarvamantah parityaktam sajivan mukta uchyate.
The person who in his antakarma, in his mind, has given up all these. What are those? Yena, by who? Dharmam, adharmam, parityaktam. Parityaktam, totally given up. Dharma and adharma. Punya and papa. Totally given up. I came across something. A Mahatma was asked a question. What is the difference between Punya and Papa? Very interestingly, the reply was given. Punya is a debit card where you pay first and enjoy later. Whereas Papa is a credit card where you enjoy first and pay later. Karma is a restaurant. Karma is a restaurant where without your ordering, you are served what you have cooked. Very interesting. You understood? Punya is a debit card because you have to struggle hard to earn punya. And then afterwards, whatever heavens, etc., or fulfillment desires, etc., you get the results. Enjoy. Whereas in Papa is a credit card. First you, and credit means you get it and then enjoy. Afterwards you have to pay. Enjoy. How enjoy? Papa, how it comes? Adharma. Why adharma? Quick gains. Quick gains for what? Enjoy. You do that. But pay punishment. Pay later. So karma is a restaurant. In the restaurant, you have to order and pay for that. You have no payment and no ordering. You cannot escape. Forcibly you will be served and you will be to see that you undergo that. What you have cooked means what you have done. As per karma, yatha karma, yathashtam. As per karma upasana, you get the result afterwards. Well, as far as jnana is concerned, dharmam adharmam cha. So, papa punya has nothing to do with them. Manaha mananamihitam. Manaha parityaktam. Manonasha. There's accomplished manonasha. Mananamihitam. Ihitam, cheshitam. Activities of mind means Vishaya Chintana. Has given up Vishaya Chintana. Has given up Vishaya Chintana. Brooding over the sense objects and sense pleasures. So, sarvam, all this, dharma, adharma, mana, mananamihita, antaha parityaktam. Given up from the antakarana, the mind. Saha jivan mukta uchyate. Continue.
यावती दृश्यकलना सकलेयं विलोक्यते सायेन सुष्ठु संत्यक्ता सजीवन्मुक्त उच्यते.
See, Jivan Mukta is a body. Body means sense organs, organs of action, mind, etc. They're still there. Body being in the world, he will be perceiving the world. And Ajnani also is perceiving the world. But Ajnani is preoccupied with raga, dvesha, do's and don'ts to get what he wants and get rid of what he doesn't want. Jnani, though perceive the Jagat exactly like Ajnani, he is not interested in it at all. He is totally disinterested. Iyam sakala yavati drishyakalana vilokyate. Vilokyate, experience. What is experience? Iyam sakala yavati drishyakalana. Drishyakalana, perception of the drishya jagat. Yavati, to the extent, whatever that is there. Means, to whatever extent he perceives the drishya jagat, vilokyati, experiences. Sa, that experience of all the drishya jagat. Yena, by who? Sushtu santyakta, is totally given up because of being totally disinterested. Because of being totally disinterested, he has given up all this. Saha jivan muktaha uchyate. He is said to be jivan mukta. Continue.
कट्वं ललवणं तिक्तम् अमृष्टं मृष्टमेव च सममेव च यो भुङ्क्ते स जीवन्मुक्त उच्यते.
Yaha katu, ambla, lavana, tiktam, amrishtam, Mrishtam evacha samam evacha bhukte saha jivan mukta uchyate. A person who is like this. Katu, bitter or pungent. Amla, sour, acidic. Lavana, saline, salty. Tiktam, actually tiktam and katu are more or less synonyms. Tiktam also means bitter and pungent. So by katu you take one meaning and by tiktam other meaning. Amrishtam. Amrishtam is raw or tasteless. Raw means not cooked. Or tasteless. Or mrishtam evacha. Mrishtam, cooked, tasteful, or agreeable. All these samam bhukte. He partakes, he eats them without any reaction. He is not exerting because of something, nor despaired because of other things. Raga, dvesha are not there with respect to all this. Whatever that comes across, prarabdha, he just partakes. Continue.
जरामरणमापच्य राज्यं दारिद्र्यमेव च रम्यमित्येव यो भुङ्क्ते स जीवन्मुक्त उच्यते.
Yaha, any person, jara, maranam, apatcha, apadcha, rajyam, daridryam, evacha, ramyam iti bhukte. Sa jivan mukta uchyate. A person who enjoys means experiences all these as what? Ramyam, as delightful. What all those? Jara, old age. Marana, death. Apad, calamity. Rajyam, kingdom. Daridryam, poverty. Whatever these come across as per the prarabdha, a person bhumte, experiences, undergoes them. How? Ramyamiti, as delightful, because his mind is not dwelling on them at all. Mind is absorbed by the Swarupa, Paraman Swarupa. These don't mean anything, and Prardoshaji undergoes them. So Ramyamiva, that bhungte, how? With samabuddhi. Everything is nothing but Brahma Swarupa. Such a person is called as what? Jivan Mukta. Continue.
धर्माधर्मौ सुखं दुःखं तथा मरणजन्मनि धिया येन सुसन्त्यक्तं सजीवन्मुक्त उच्यते.
Some repetition is there because dharma already come. Yena, by who? Dharma, papa punya, sukham dukkham, joys and sorrows, tatha marana janmani, death and birth, dhiya, susamtyaktam. What is dhiya? Atma dhiya, Brahma dhiya. By no Brahma jnana, we discover everything is Brahma Sarupa. There is nothing other than Brahma Sarupa. And therefore, in that, with that knowledge, he gives up all these means. He is least disturbed by all these. Saha Jivan Muktaha Uchyate. He is called a Jivan Mukta. We'll continue.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ